Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play AC Milan in Football Manager 2018. And today we have a huge game coming up. We are playing versus Real Madrid in the Champions League. And I mean, can't get much bigger than Real Madrid in the Champions League, can it? But first, let's focus on what's been going on since last episode. And we played one game. As you can see, we got a pretty big win at home versus Genoa. And a fun fact about this win is that we were actually behind, because they had a 2-1 goal lead in the beginning, and then we turned things around. But yeah, kind of like when you see this result, you don't expect them to have ever been in the driver's seat, but that's actually what happened. And today we are going to play Real Madrid. And as you can see, we are going to have a another Real Madrid game in the near future, because this is that home game and that's the away game. And I won't do both of them in the same episode for two reasons. First off, we might want to watch any of these games depending on how they are doing in the league, because there are a few teams here that have the potential to be like top 5 teams depending on how the next games goes and so on. And if they do well, we might want to take a look at them. Another reason is that a few episodes ago, I got a comment from George Allison asking me to show a bit of my costume tactics in a video. So I'm actually going to talk a little bit about the tactics I'm using in this save before we actually start the game. But first, let's take a look at the league table. So this is the way it currently looks, and as you can see, it's extremely close there. We're currently in second place, 2 points behind Napoli. But I mean, look at this top 4. It's only 1 point behind Napoli. It's only 2 points between all the teams here in top 4. And even if you go down to top 5, it's just 5 points between top 5 and of 5th place and topping the league. So it's a really close league table. But yeah, let's get back to the tactics then. And I've been talking quite a bit about the tactics during this series, and I've changed the tactics during this series. During the first few seasons, this was my main tactic. Now this is my main tactic, a little bit more on the attacking side. And now I use this one for most games, but sometimes for tougher away games, I use this one a little bit more balanced, a little bit more defensive. When I was using this as my main tactic, I was using it with an attacking mentality, but now when I usually only use it against really strong, tough away games, I've changed it to counter-attack. But let's focus to this one, my main one. Take a look at the team instructions. So this is basically what I have been using. Lately I have rarely changed it. During the first few seasons, I was doing a lot of experimenting with like use tighter marking, and also did a lot of experimenting with get stuck in. But for now, lately, this is what I have been running. And other than this, I do a few individual instructions, mostly for my goalkeeper, where I tried to just roll it out. Sometimes also gone for take short kicks. Basically, don't want him just like kick it away. I want them to start. Actually, right now I don't have it, but I can click it here because I've been using this a lot also. Wanted to start it like slowly instead of just kicking it away. Try to start it from the back over especially since I'm using ball playing central defenders. I tend to use this one also because I want them to start the play sort of. And for my central defenders, these are probably the two positions where I've done most experimenting when it comes to individual instructions. And the thing I've been experimenting with is these things. I changed it around a lot, because of course the default setting is this. And I've used the default settings a lot. I've used this one a lot. I used this one a lot. And I'm still not sure what's the best way to roll it. Right now, both my central defender have the same instructions. But for quite a few games, for example, I've done it like this. One of them is marking tighter and tackling harder, while the other one is just playing normally. And I've been doing times where both are playing normally, and I've been doing times like now when both are marking tighter and tackle harder. And I still haven't decided. I'm unsure what's working the best, because I feel like my central defenders always makes stupid stuff, and it's not playing as great as the rest of the team. So that's why, like, basically, whenever they screw up, I change something around. So a lot of experimenting with this. I'm not sure what's the best way to do it. When it comes to players on the more attacking part of the pitch, I tend to use more risky passes. Some of them, of course, have it by default with their role. For example, in this role, you always have more risky passes. And I've added it to players that don't have it. Right now, since Bonaventura is an inside forward, he has more risky passes by default. But when I play Sana here, he's a winger. Wingers don't have more risky passes by default. Then, as you can see, I have clicked it, so he's doing that. Usually then, with players in more defensive roles, I have less risky passes. Now I play pretty often with ball-playing defenders, and they also have risky passes by default. But yeah, as you can see, basically these are the things I've been experimenting when it comes to tactics. If you have any questions about the tactics I use and like my thoughts about it, let me know in the comments. But this is just a basic. I change it around a lot. You shouldn't just look at my tactic here and think, oh, this is the way I've been playing for 4 seasons, never changed anything around. It's definitely the other way around. I change very often. I experiment. I find something, I think like, oh, I liked it, it's working well, and then all of a sudden we get a crappy game, and then I started to doubt things, and I change it around, and yeah, I think you get the deal here. So we are playing Real Madrid at home, and it's going to be an extremely difficult game. But we are hoping that we actually will be able to win. Because if we manage to beat them at home, we have a chance of winning the group. But it's going to be extremely difficult, and I'm not sure at all if we're going to actually manage to do that. But we are using our attacking formation. We're not going to counter-attacking for this one. We're definitely going to use the more defensive-minded for the away game versus them. But for this one at home, we're going to try to come out attacking, try to win this one. It's going to be extremely difficult, and we might as well lose it. But I feel like kind of have nothing to lose here, because if we win this one, we have the chance to win the group, and if we lose this one, we're still kind of probably going to be in a decent situation to get second place, since we managed to beat Chelsea away. Looking at these statistics though, we have played for 21 minutes and we are dominating things, but we haven't seen any highlights yet, so maybe here's something going to come from here. Here's Soso, and Soso losing it. It could be worse. Asensio for, oh my god, that was a rough challenge, but he didn't hit him. And it bounces back and forward. I thought that maybe it was going to bounce to one of our players. It's Bonaventura on the left flank, so into the box. It's Catrone, and here is the goal. Patrick Catrone gives us the lead with a beautiful header from across from Bonaventura. Let's take a look at the replay here. But yeah, that one, I thought it was going to bounce and maybe create a chance, but it didn't. Went back to Rodriguez. Rodriguez set up Bonaventura. Bonaventura with a beautiful cross and a header. And yeah, that's exactly the start we wanted. And actually, we can I was watching this piece here, and the second we started again, this guy, number 20, which is Asensio, he moved a little bit. He went from being a little bit further down and moved up a few inches. So I guess he went from maybe like a defensive deep lying playmaker to an attacking, or maybe from an advanced playmaker with support. Like he changed from a little bit more defensive role to a little bit more attacking role. And I mean, we were talking about tactics before, like keeping track of things like that could definitely be good. And into the box, cleared. Cassier picks it up. Bonaventura sets up Sosa, and look at this, Afonso Sosa, and that's another assist from Bonaventura. He is really setting the guys up, and that's beautiful. We haven't played many minutes since that goal. 2 goals like very close to each other. Catrone into the box, cleared by the defense, and then beautiful challenge there by Bonaventura, and Afonso Sosa scores. This is fantastic. Like, I kind of feel like I have to pinch myself in the arm, because we are leading 2 goals against none versus Real Madrid, and that's huge. I'm not taking anything for granted, because we all know Real Madrid, they're most likely going to score at least once against us, probably more times. So stay focused, lads. Stay focused. It's Sosa. for Sosa, to Kessier to Soso, what will he do? He finds Calabria on the right flank. Into the box, guys, into the box. Look at this. He's got Schone. Oh my god, that was really close. I think it went from the defender, but that could have been an own goal, and I wouldn't have minded at all. So we are creating a lot of shots. Look at statistics here. 11-4, 5-0. We are dominating things. Yeah, really good here. And it's changed around. Look at now. Now number 10 is a little bit higher than 20. So they are changing small details up here. And luckily for us, that didn't give Donnarumma much trouble. And they are picking up quite a few yellow cards here. Both the central defenders have yellow cards. I'm hoping we can use that to our advantage, put some pressure on them, and maybe one of them is going to get sent off. Because of course, if they get somebody suspended, their next game in the Champions League is against us. If anybody picks up a red card, he will miss the game against us. So what I'm going to say, I'm very happy, but I can't say that, because I'm going to say I'm very happy they will start slacking and be composed and so on. So I want to tell them, you might be winning, but that could still change if your performance levels drop. Don't let that happen. And look at the effect here. Just what I wanted. Beautiful. Let's go out now in the second half and perform as well as we did in the first one. Because actually we need to take a look at the latest scores. See what Chelsea's up to. I'm not going to click updates here. We're going to wait until the next highlights, see what happens. And they have really changed their formation around. They are playing much more attacking formation now. Basically, they are mirroring our formation, kind of ish. But yeah, they're not changed the formation, but they have changed the positions around. Because Asensio, he was playing here, and now he's playing up there. So my mistake. But yeah, they are changing things around. So they are changing positions at least. And beautiful interception there. Focus though, we don't want to get counter. So now I want to pause it here. Let's see, is Chelsea playing at the same time? It doesn't look like they are playing, so nothing for us to keep track of here. But let's see, take a look at the league table instead. Yeah, they have played. Interesting. Does this wait? Let's take a look at Chelsea. Did they lose versus Red Bull? Or is it a draw? Oh, this is a beautiful result for us. This is a perfect result. Look at this. Chelsea only managed to get a draw versus Red Bull. And that puts us up in a perfect situation to, like, at least end in second place. I mean, Chelsea is really underperforming here. And I'm not complaining. They can perform any day when they're in the same group as us. That's really, really good for us. Let's look at the league table here. We are in a fantastic situation. Probably shouldn't jinx it though, because he's celebrating now. But there is Catrona, and that's his second goal of the evening. Afonso Sosa with assist, and look at the results there. We are dominating versus Real Madrid. And of course it's going to be so much more difficult when we play them away. But we really, really are taking advantage of us playing at home here in this game. And I mean, 3 points here, and we will be playing Chelsea at home. So yeah, I mean, our goal when we saw this crazy, insane group was not to win it. Our goal was to survive until the next round. And considering that I'm lacking words here, but considering that we are in a situation right now, like going through to the next round, I mean, we really can't miss it now, even though we have only played 50% of the games, so maybe I shouldn't get too cocky, but I am getting cocky, and I'm okay with it, because we are definitely not going to end in third place after this one. No way that's going to happen. It's going to be tough to win it though, because we're probably going to lose away versus Real Madrid. And even though it looks like we have a great lead right now, they will take 3 points. We only won't get any, and then they're going to be breathing down our necks. But we are definitely in a much better situation than I expected us to be in this at this time. Much better, and I'm very pleased. This is like I'm exciting. You can probably tell it because I'm talking too much right now, but that's because I didn't expect us to be doing this well in Champions League considering the group. And I'm so excited because, I mean, we've been dreaming, and that might have been an offside. I'm not celebrating yet. Is it? It is a goal! That means the hat-trick for Catrone. Can you imagine the dream for this young lad, I think he's 22 years old, to scoring a hat-trick versus Real Madrid in the Champions League? Like, that's every young boy that plays football's dream. Maybe not if you're a Real Madrid fan, but for every single guy. Like, that's a dream day. Being 22 years old, playing versus Real Madrid in the Champions League and scoring a hat-trick, that's something you're going to remember forever. But this is a fantastic result. We destroyed Real Madrid. I have to go passionate. I can't do anything but going passionate for that one. Some decent rating. Look at that for the hat-trick boy. 9.6 rating. Fantastic. Oh my god. This is so very, 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 very good for us. Fantastic. Let's take a look at all the rooks. Oh my god, right now. But they only played 2 games. But right now Bayern Munich is in 3rd place. Anything else interesting? Anything else shocking going on here? I mean, Monaco down to 3rd place. But other than that, this is beautiful. This is magic. This is sensational. We still only have played half the games, so maybe I should calm down a bit. But this is so much better than I ever expected. So let's take a look at the schedule. Not the scouting, the schedule. So next episode will either be any of the league games, depending on how the clubs are doing. And if they are not doing it that well, because it depends, they could win like 2 games and things change quickly. If that doesn't happen, we're going to have Real Madrid again in the next episode. And that's going to be so much harder. Because for that game, of course, we will be playing them away in Santiago Bernabeu. And that's going to be definitely not going to be a 4-0 win for us. Probably also going to be fighting for our survival. And then ASAP after that, we have the derby versus Inter. I mean, this is very exciting. We have some great stuff coming up in the next few episodes. So, as always, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Thank you for tuning into this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.